I'm here with Max from Soulfly in Toronto. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Good to be here, man.
Nice to have you here, even though we're having a huge snowstorm, so it's really nice that you've been able to make it.
Yeah, we made it, you know. We were a little bit worried about making it to the show, but we're here. I mean, half of the crew couldn't come in. They got some problems, you know, so they have to stay in America. We don't go in details of what kind of problems they are, but we're here and we're excited. This tour is amazing. It's really great, man, you know, because Ritual just came out and it feels so good to have new songs on a set list. It really it kind of like it's a rebirth of the set list also. Like it's a rebirth of the band with the album, but it also is a rebirth of the set list. The set list comes alive.
I was going to ask you about that. How's been the response from the fans to the new songs on the set list, the new songs from Ritual?
It's been really good, and we're doing something that we've not really done before. We are opening with Summoning. We're not even opening with Ritual. So we are opening with Summoning, going into Under Rapture, and then we play some other stuff, and then in the middle of the set we play Ritual and Dead Behind the Eyes. So it's cool. It's like you know, not what you expect. I think if you're a fan, you think, well, they're gonna open with Ritual.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right, it's not. So it's cool. From the beginning, it's already a surprise kind of a show, but it works really good.
I want to talk to you about Ritual. I felt that the album had a very eclectic sound, that you grabbed different styles to incorporate in the songs, that there wasn't one predominant style throughout the record. Was that on purpose, or is that just how the songs came about?
It's just how the songs came about, but it's also really kind of like my own wish of play the music that I listen to. So it's always been like that. In Sepultura was like that. Nailbomb, you know, it's a reflection of what you listen to at home, combined with other people that are involved in the project. Like Josh Wilbur was very important on Ritual. He came in as a producer / fan, and he wanted to hear this. Like, he was making the record like, I want this to be my favorite Soulfly record that I can hear as a Soulfly fan. So it was fun because he was pulling more for tribal groove songs, and I was pulling more for death metal, black metal, thrash, you know, hardcore, the stuff I listen to on a daily basis, you know. And I think that's what Ritual really is. It really is a commemoration of the styles that I like, that I think in metal are really important and really exciting, like death metal, thrash metal, black metal, and even you know, Feedback, which was a tip of the hat to Motorhead for starting this whole thing, because I think they're pretty much the pioneers of the whole thrash movement.
Now, when you're writing songs, do you write songs specifically for Soulfly or specifically for Cavalera Conspiracy, or you just have this huge treasure chest of songs at home, and when you're ready to record an album, you just pick?
Yeah, I do have a treasure chest, and a lot of it is cool, and sometimes I go back there and listen to it, but I like to write for albums itself, you know, so I kind of like I get entirely in the mode of the record, you know. It was the case of Psychosis, which is one of my favorite records I ever done. It was really fun to create that. We had a really good producer, Arthur Risk, and he was really I think Igor playing is amazing on the record. And Psychosis to me is an album that could have been released right after Arise, and it would have been okay. I think the fans would have loved it, you know. So I like to write for a specific record. So the Ritual, and Ritual was really interesting because we came off the Nailbomb tour right into the studio, so we were still hangover from the tour, you know, like I think the amplifier was still echoing in my head when I got into the studio, and that is really good, I think, for the record. Somehow it doesn't really sound like Nailbomb, but there is maybe the energy and spontaneity of the Nailbomb idea is in Ritual somehow, somewhere, you know. Maybe even in some of the electronic stuff that we did, because there's a little bit of that, like Summoning and Dead Behind the Eyes. There's a little bit of industrial sounding stuff, you know. So it was really cool, and I loved that, and it wasn't planned. It just happened that way. We went from a touring right into the studio, but it was great for the record, I think.
You touched on feedback. One of my favorite songs on the album. When you were working on that song, was that you had that Motorhead sound in mind from the beginning, or it just kind of like developed into that sound, or you actually sat down and that's what you wanted to create?
Well, I think feedback in itself, it's two songs in one. You know, I think the first part is very Motorhead from the riff, and then the second part is very New York hardcore. You know, influenced by the Cro-Mags and Agnostic Front and all the New York stuff that I love. But it's really funny how the song actually came out, because I think Mike's playing bass is very Iron Maiden. It's very Steve Harris. He's doing galloping, because he plays with the fingers like Steve, you know. So it's a real mix of Maiden and Motorhead. My riff was a full-on Ace of Spades. You know, I think it is. It is the same riff, if I'm not mistaken. It might be the same riff. I don't know. But it was really a lot of fun. And it was, you know, like a friend of mine pointed out to me. He's like, man, it's just so good that you still challenging yourself after all these years. You still put a song like that on your record that is different from everything else, and to him that's what made the ritual exciting, was to having things like that, you know. And then Soulfly 11 with the saxophone, you know. But I like that. I like it's a bit like going out of your comfort zone, because I grew up listening to Motorhead, but I don't really play Motorhead rock and roll style. I'm more of a thrash death metal guy, you know. But it was definitely really fun to make. The lyrics are amazing. I love the, you know, shithole venues, it smells like rot. And I wrote that line, I was laughing so hard, and I like, Josh, can I really get away with it? Can we put that on a song and get away with it? And it's like, absolutely, you're living it, you know. You go on tour and you see all these places, and so it's a testament of life on the road. It's a celebration of life on the road, which to me is, you know, it saved my life. Metal is what saved my life, coming from Brazil, you know.
What keeps you motivated still? I mean, you've done a lot of things in the music world, in the metal world.
Yeah.
What still gets you to get up at night, write a song, or get up early in the morning and get on a bus and travel like kilometers and kilometers to the next venue? What keeps you going?
Apart from being because I think most and foremost, I'm a metalhead, and then I'm a musician, you know. So, and I never grow out of the metalhead phase. I'm still, in my mind, I'm still 15 years old in the basement in Santa Teresa, listening to heavy records, you know. Yeah, and I don't want to grow out of it, you know. It's like, it's a conscious decision not to grow up, you know. And it's, you know, some people maybe think that's crazy or whatever, and I just don't care. I love it. I love that there's that pure instinct inside of me that's still like that. The other side is what I see on the road, whenever we go on tour. The fans, the stories they tell me are so great. The other day, the guy gave me his medal from Iraq. He was in Iraq 3 times and was listening to Soulfly all the time during all the missions, and gave me his medal that he won in Iraq. And I was like, man, this is cool. Like, it's crazy to think that music travels to such places. When we're making them in my house, it's very quiet, there's nobody there, you know. Then the studio, the same, there's no fans. But once you release it to the world, it goes to all these wild places, even like war, you know, and it's amazing, man. So that might be the biggest motivation, you know, because I'm not interested, and I'm not really, how can I say this, my drive is not into like Grammys and gold records, you know, although it's might be cool, you know, and I have a bunch of those at home, you know, but it's not why I do this, you know. I really do it for when I talk to a metalhead, the music has changed his life, made a difference on his life, and that's so deep and powerful that it really makes me very happy. And I'm not good at anything else, so, you know,
keep making music.
Keep making music, you know. I don't plan to slow down anytime soon, so I'm really enjoying it, man. You know, it's like, to me, people talk about, the golden years, the great years, and to me, in my head, although a lot of past is really great, I still live in the dream right now, which was like live for music. You know, that was my dream when I was in Brazil as a kid. If I can just do that, live off of music, that would be amazing. You know, and I'm doing that, so I'm living my dream. And beyond playing with my son, you know, in Soulfly, that's another dream come true. So I'm very blessed on that area, and I just want to keep doing it. You know, it's like, that's enough motivation for me.
You touched on the last question that I want to ask you, which is about playing with your son. Being a father, I have to ask you this. At any point in time, do you pull out the father card and you say, listen, that drum line is not exactly the way I wanted. I'm the father, I'm right. You're going to do it exactly how as I say, not as you want. Do you ever do that?
I have to. You know, in the end of the day, although I have to be honest, in Soulfly, I treat him more like, I talk to him more like a musician, like I talk to Mark, or I talk to Mike, you know, and so I try not to pull the dad card as much, but sometimes it's like, sometimes I have to bribe him to play certain songs on a Saturday. It's like, I hate that song. Well, you're playing it. You know what? Like, because I love it, and a lot of people out there love it, and if you hate it, that's too bad for you. You know? But most of it, especially the last couple years, we've been playing together. Now this is his third record. The first record, he was very green. The Archangel, he got a lot better, and then Ritual, he's killing it, you know. And live, he's killing it. You see it tonight. It's amazing, and he's a very unorthodox drummer. He's a very unique drummer. I don't see anybody else out there doing the things that he does. Like, he doesn't play the same beat every night. It's always different, and it used to drive me crazy because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I want things to be like this. Until I realized, you know what? Let go of that, man. You know, you gotta let go of that. That control is not gonna work here. I cannot make Soulfly into Rush. It's not gonna happen. You know, Rush is Rush. Soulfly is Soulfly. And once I let go of that concept, my life became better. My relationship with him became better, and I just go with it now. You know, so it's crazy the way he plays. It's insane, chaotic. You know, punk a little bit, but it's cool. It's what makes it Soulfly, you know, and I love that, man. And he really brought a lot of energy to Soulfly, young energy, hunger that young kid have, you know. Like, he always tells me, yeah, I know you're getting old, but I'm hungry. I want to go get stuff, you know. I want to fight for this, you know, and that's really cool. And we work pretty close on Ritual, especially that Behind the Eyes, because he was asking me about old Sepultura tracks. How did I make those tracks? Because he loved them so much, like Beneath the Remains, you know, and Desperate Cry. And I say, wow, man, I'll tell you, we can do it, but it's gonna be a lot of work. You know, we have to go to the jam pad and many days, weeks building this. So I say, let's do this together as a father and son project. You know, some father and sons build Legos, and some others like
write songs,
play baseball. We do songs, and we built that Behind the Eyes from the ground up, man. It was an amazing experience, and I want to do more of that with him, because I think that's really cool that we got that bond, you know. And so yeah, so playing. I mean, his heartbeat started Chaos AD, so unconsciously I was already putting him in this world. Like, you're part of this. You don't have no choice. You will not be a doctor. You will not be a lawyer, man. You're gonna be a rocker, you know. So I'm glad that both of my kids, you know, all of them, you know, Rich is doing Inside tonight, and he's doing really good. Igor does, you know, all kinds of other music projects and does books and stuff. And Zion's doing really good with the drums. So definitely, you know, that area, I'm definitely a proud dad, you know. So, but it is like you say, sometimes family, you gotta deal with it.
Yeah,
you
there's
know?
a line there.
There is, yeah. And people say don't go in business with your family and this kind of stuff, man. You know, and I don't know, like, I don't see it like that. You know, I've been doing this I started with Igor, you know, together from the beginning. I was with Igor. We created Sepultura from nothing in '82, '83. before we even knew how to play instruments. We had a name and logo already, you know. And I always been with Igor. So I grew up with a family already connection. So for me, it's very natural playing with Zion because of that connection I had with my brother.
Well, Max, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And best of luck with the rest of the tour.
Thank you. Obrigado.